Hello paddlers, welcome back to my channel. If you own a Pakayak, I've got a great tip for you. You know when you're putting the two centre pieces together, the cockpit, right? If you're on uneven ground, it can be a bit of a pain trying to line up to get that first bracket in, right? If sort of like, well, if the ground's uneven, basically, you know what you do, you sort of like shove the seat underneath, or you try wedging it with your knee or something just to get that first bracket lined up or anything, if the ground's uneven. Well, I've come up with a fantastic idea and it works brilliant. I've tested it at my launch spot and it does work brilliant. And I just thought I'd share with you. So I've made a quick video showing you what to do, how I did it, and yeah, if you've had that problem on uneven ground, you're about to leave me a comment saying, "Thanks, George, that solved my problem." If you've never been on uneven ground, you're going to say, "Well, I don't need that." But no, anyway, watch the video, let me know what you think. So, as I like to say, roll VT. Okay then, as I said, occasionally when you're putting your boat together, this part, joining the front and the back, the sections, unless the ground's completely flat, occasionally, right, you might have to just lift this side up a little bit, or lift that side up a little bit, or just hold one side up because the ground's not level. You know, if the ground's not completely and utterly flat. Well, I've come up with a little idea. It's going to look reasonably easy on here because this is a flat carpet, right? But I have tested it in the field, so to speak, and it works great. All you need to do is, first of all, line up your centre, right? Where your centre is going to be, because that's your first peg, first clip you should be doing anyhow, is your middle centre. Alright, just line that up the best you can, then stop. Alright, and what I've got, I've made a noose, so to speak. Well, it is a noose knot. Alright, and I just wrap it round the cockpit and the decking area. Alright, get it underneath the lip and start to tighten the noose. Alright, just pull your boat in a little bit, help line it up if it's not level. Oops. And just keep pulling and pulling, and then you'll see your centre clip is joined together. You probably won't see it from there, but the centre clip's joined together, so now I can quite easily fasten that centre clip. Leaving that as it is, there's still a gap here and here, as you can see, but then moving on to your next two clips, which are practically easy. Now you've just got your side clips where you have to put your pins in. Now this pin, you can't see from that angle, is nowhere near level. It's not flush with the hole at all. So what you can do is push it in with a hole, make sure they're both pushed in with a hole, tighten up your noose a little bit more, and that's it now. Everything's lined up, and it's just a case of coming over and fastening the last bit in. That's it, done. And then take your noose off. If you don't know how to make a loop like this, alright, I'll tell you what, I'll leave 2 seconds at the end of the video, right, a minute at the end of this, right, and I'll just show you how to tie this sort of a noose, right, so it slides, wrong side, so it slides and you can wrap it round if you want to make one of these. Obviously that end don't matter, right, but that really, let me get down here so you can see me, not that you really want to, But that really does help when the boat's on uneven ground. You get me? Pakayak gave me an idea, or was it on their website? I can't remember. But a bungee cord that hooks from there to there just to help pull the boat in. I think that's on their website actually. Right, which also works, but because the bungee cord stretches, sometimes it'd wobble a little bit. But obviously on flat ground, it's easy, right? But if you're on uneven ground, just using that, just using that rope to just keep everything in line, you know what I mean? And it's not as if you're putting tons and tons of pressure on. You're basically just pulling it enough to line everything up. And it works really well. You've seen my launch spot, right? I don't film myself putting the boat together, you get me? Because I think by now you all know how it goes together. But the actual ground, you've probably seen a tarp down there, where I put a tarp down. It's sort of like that, right? And depending on where you park, it might be going down or up or whatever. It's definitely not a flat surface, right? And that works perfectly. Really does work great. I only come up with it last week. You get me? So, because for ages I was messing about. I'd got some, you know, yoga blocks, right? Them yoga blocks. I'd got some of them, right? They're still in the car, and I was sort of like wedging the edge up and stuff just to line it up because the ground was so uneven where I was putting the boat together. And that did work, but then I thought, hang on here, this has got a bloody cockpit rim. If I run something around with them, and that works brilliant. It really does. It makes life a lot easier if you're on uneven ground. But yeah, I just thought I'd share. I just thought I'd share that little tip with you. And yeah, so I'll leave it there then. And I'll simply say catch you later. Cheers. Or like I say, I'll just stick on real quick now how to tie that knot, and then that's it. But I'm not coming back, so I'll say cheers. Alright, I hope this is in shot. Just got another piece of rope here that I use. I can show you this real easy then. It is very, very simple, right? You can always re-watch it, but I'll do it as slow as I can. You literally, I'll make a bigger one, and then you've got more rope to watch. You've got a little end there, right? You've just looped it over. Bring that end back up again, and just pinch. Okay. Oops. Just pinch it like that. So you've just made like a little lobe, and bring that end back up and pinch. And take this working end, this loose end, and just start wrapping round. And working your way down to that little hole. Don't really matter how many times you go around, it all depends on how much rope you've got. Right, I'm pretty short there, so I'm just going to stick that through that little hole, and then start pulling on the other side. Oh, wrong one. You see, one will run, right? So you'll know which, if you've got the right one or the wrong one, because one will start to get your loop bigger, and the other one will actually tighten this end up for you. Right, so if I start to pull the other end, hope you can see that. If I start to pull the other end, just making sure that that little knot stays, that little piece stays through there, and there you go. That's it done. There's your noose. You've got an end that'll run. You get me? And that end that's locked in tight. Funnily enough, to undo it with this rope, it's easy because it's big, thick, chunky rope to push through. But you can to undo it if you've done this with thinner rope. Right? Just keep pulling the slot through. Move one off. Move the other one off. Move the other one, and you're through. And there you go. You're out. You just literally pull it through. But yeah, that's it. One more time, a bit quicker. Just make a loop. Make another loop. Just start wrapping round. I'll do this a bit scruffier just so you can see. That's 3 times, that'll do. Just slide it back through that bottom one, start to pull, neaten it up a bit. There you go, done. You've got your end that comes loose and your end to tighten it, and that's locked in. Right, this is great for towing a car, by the way. Right, if you imagine that first loop you put through the tow bar, right, and I tell them do it, just keep pulling. Yeah, there you go then. I'm leaving that there, and once again, cheers.